9 months ago, I decided to download Unreal Engine with the plan to make my own racing game. Within a week, I had a somewhat playable version of a small racetrack. Since then, I've spent hundreds of hours learning more about game development, giving you all updates along the way, and all of this eventually turned into an actual game that I'll be releasing on Steam called Apex Rush. And this week, the Steam page finally went live for the game as well, so you can now go and wishlist the game, follow it, and show your support on there. Now, to get to the point of setting up the Steam page, I've made a lot of progress since the last update video, so it's time to check out what's new in Apex Rush. I've begun working on one of the official worlds for the game, which is this beautiful floating island level where you fly through the clouds, and I also made this track here which I used to get some footage for the Steam trailer. Working on this level has been a lot of fun so far, modeling the floating islands in Blender by using the mountain preset and then inverting it to create some cool looking rocks. Adding some overgrowth for the details sort of hanging off the edges, which I'm probably gonna work more on later, making these look a bit more detailed. I also wanted something in the far distance, so I imported this mountain range landscape from Gaia that just sort of peeks through the clouds to add some more depth to the world. I also spent a ton of time learning how to optimize this level as much as I can for performance by tweaking shadow settings, lighting, and other things. I also played around with the cloud settings a ton to create these fluffy looking clouds. Here's a before and after of, the first iteration of the clouds, I guess. And this made a huge difference to the world, along with, tweaking the fog settings and stuff like that. Now, my plan for the game is to have 5 different sort of worlds and then have unique tracks within them. So in this environment, you'll be using the main race car, which I named Voltra. Volt means flip in Swedish, and then I just, turn that into Voltra. So in the other worlds, you might be using some other cars, which will have different handling, just to create some more variety to the game, which I think will be pretty cool. Also wanted to update the start and finish line pieces, because I didn't think that they really fit in too well, so I modeled these new ones to match with the look of the checkpoint track piece, and I'm really happy with how these turned out, with these moving digital arrows, which gave me some good practice on how to animate UV textures within materials. Along with that, also made some new obstacles and props that can be used in the track builder as well. I will definitely be adding more obstacles to the game as well as I continue working on it. So if you have any ideas of some fun obstacles you want to see, then let me know in the comments. You guys have shown a lot of interest in the drift mode, which is really fun to see. So since the last video, I worked on this a lot as well. I mentioned before that it was pretty much impossible to just drive straight without the car just starting to slide as you gain speed. So I've completely reworked the engine tune, the torque curves, the gear ratios, slip thresholds, and much more. Handling has been one of the hardest things to work on so far in the game because it is also fully physics simulated. But the drifting is starting to feel really solid now. I also added a manual gearbox, which helped out a lot with keeping steady RPMs as you're drifting. I think one thing that's missing right now is just some more grip on the front tires, but obviously I'll be constantly tweaking the handling until I get it just right. As I said before, I'm aiming for the drifting to feel just really smooth and satisfying, and I think it's starting to get there. One thing that's been suggested a lot is also adding camber and wheel shift options, which I've now added to the customized system as well. You're now able to tweak the camber within a set range, same with the wheel shift, which gives a really nice fitment with the wide fender option you can select on this drift car as well. Now, bear in mind, this does not affect the handling or the physics at all for the car. It's just purely cosmetic. Since I'm not really making a simulator game, I'm just making an arcade game with some cool customizations. And as you can see here, I've also made some massive upgrades to the customized UI, and I added paint options and custom license plates. I'm probably gonna end up making some more designs for the license plates later to match with whatever body color you end up going for with the car. The body color you can either pick to paint the full body, or you can paint the separate parts, which allows you to paint the hood and the roof as well. And of course, I'll be adding more options to the paint as well, so you can pick between like metallic, matte, chrome, and other stuff. And this whole UI and the code behind it took so long to make because the widget creator is very tedious to work with. But I spent a couple of days learning about it, so like if you click here, this goes away and the animation for it plays. The selected color also gets injected into a variable, which allows you to save the selected color into the code. Thank you, Simon, for helping me set that up. But yeah, comparing the before and after of the UI, it definitely looks a lot better now. The color scheme that I'm going for with the UI is sort of this dark gray, light green / yellow, and white. I do also have like an official color palette saved, which is just to sort of ensure that everything just fits nicely with each other. And as for the drift levels, they will also be based in different worlds. So I've already started working on this one, which is sort of this massive mountain, which will have a bunch of different drift tracks sort of going down it. Some of them will be a bit more wide, like this one here, so you can just do like a nice smooth drift, and some of them might be a bit trickier. And the scoring system for the drifting will be based on what angle you hold, and how long you can keep a consistent drift going will give you multipliers and stuff like that. I have added a simple code for now that just gives you a score if you drift over a specific angle, but I'll be throwing in some other fun ways to gain points as well for some of the drift tracks. Right, so it's been quite a while since I gave an update on the track building system. So this feature will allow you to create tracks, build them with a bunch of set track pieces, and then you can also upload them straight into the Steam Workshop. Now this whole system is being built by a developer named Simon. I will link his stuff in the description as well, and he's made some insane progress on this, and honestly I couldn't have asked for a more talented person to team up with for this system. So same thing here, is going to be different worlds that you can build in that will sort of match the other campaign levels. So we took the cloud environment from the floating island level as sort of the first one here. So here's a quick rundown on how it works right now. You open this up and you get all these menus here. You have the straights, turns, the game, which is the checkpoint, starting line, the different ramps, slopes, the banked pieces, obstacles, tilted turns, and loops. There's still some more track pieces that I want to add here, and I also want to add a prop menu so you can build some environment stuff as well. Yes, I've shown this a bit before, so we can go into the game here, for example. We can select the start piece. It shows you down in the right hand corner what you are selecting. Then you can just place that out. Then we can just basically begin building a track. It's very, very smooth, easy to work with. It's all based on a grid, which we might increase the grid radius so you can rotate things with a bit more detail. Yes, very, very simple to use. Just rotate items. You can go up and down with the grid. It snaps quite easily as well. If you want to add just like a ramp here, for example, zoom in a little bit, we just go down, boom, click that into place. And then if we want to add a slope here to sort of start building up, get the matching piece, creates a ready offset for you, and yeah, it just keeps on going. So instead of having to, if I just reset the offset, having to go up like this and try and line it up, instead it already creates that for you. So we have a couple of ways to, yeah, increase the building speed, which is quite nice here. And then when we place this ramp and then back to a straight, we're basically back to, yeah, the main sort of grid height. And last time I mentioned that I wanted to add all these pieces without edges, which we now have. So if you click up here, you can toggle, so you can select all these pieces, but of course without any edges. Now what's cool about this is that now you can make some, I guess, big variations. So if I want just like a massive ramp here, we can place these out. We can then add in the corresponding slope pieces. And then we can get the, I think it's the reverse ramp. Place those right there. So you can definitely make some bigger ramps now, and of course like bigger transitions and stuff, which just opens up for, you know, the ability to make a lot bigger tracks, and I guess more interesting jumps as well. I've shown these before, but you also have of course the banked pieces, which just fit together like this. These are actually a lot of fun to build with because there's a bunch of variations. So here are just all of the new obstacles that I made, and then we'll also of course have a booster, which is going to help a lot with, yeah, building just some, I guess, more fast-paced tracks. And yeah, we might also add some more dynamic pieces, such as this one here. Like maybe we'll make one that makes you jump up into the air, or one that just completely slows you down, or some other cool ideas. If you guys have any, yeah, let me know. Now Simon is also working on a track saving system now, so you can click a button here. You can save this as best ramp ever, and then you click save. It saves this map. So now if I load up a new save, we can go into the selected track menu, and we can just load that in instantly, just like that. And as you can see, you also have the color options to, you know, select whatever color you want the track to be, just very easily here with these sliders. And then you'll also be able to, of course, test the track that you've built, and yeah, validate it so you can upload it to the Steam Workshop and stuff like that. And we are gonna fly off the whole thing. Yep, perfect. So yeah, that is the current progress on the track builder. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see what you guys can come up with of course all of these pieces, which I said we will be adding some more of later as well. So I'll probably have some more updates already in the next episode regarding the track building system. In the customized city level, I also reworked the entire city. I added in some actual buildings now instead of these white blockouts that I had previously. Now for now, this city is just like an enclosed loop with a massive parking lot, which I'm planning to expand, and I want to open up more streets and stuff so you can sort of drift through the city or race through the city. And I added these buildings from a pack that I bought because they fit the aesthetic of the game perfectly, but I'm planning to customize them to make them look a bit more unique, and I also want to add like storefronts and some other details to the city as well. I also added a landscape as a backdrop because I think it'd be pretty cool if the city is sort of based in a valley with some cool mountain backdrops, which I was inspired to add from one of my favorite games of all time, The Simpsons Hit and Run. In The Simpsons, the town Springfield is located in like the middle of a surrounding mountain range, so I'm gonna try and see if we can make something similar for Apex Rush. In The city, I also reworked some of the assets in the plaza, gave them some nice textures, added some various details along the streets like these advertisement boards that I modeled in Blender, and I also made a template for them so I can add some cool art to them. For fun, I just made these mock-up ads of the Voltra, but I might also add some Easter eggs to these in the full game, so yeah, be on the lookout for some fun Easter eggs. So yeah, the current goal, like it says on the Steam page, is to finish the game sometime within Q2 of 2024. But yeah, as always, thank you all so much for the support you have shown on the series and this game. I'm always excited to show new updates and yeah, hear your feedback and ideas. And yeah, it would mean a lot if you head over to the Steam page and wishlist the game if you're interested in playing it on release. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this devlog of Apex Rush. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are excited for the game. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.